My name is Butchy Fuego, and I play drums in Pitter Pat, and I sing.
I'm Faye, and I play keyboard.
And I'm Rob, and I play the bass.
And we sing as well. We've been a band for about 3 years with this lineup, and it started out mostly as instrumental. It was kind of experimental, and then as things started to progress, we started to like streamline things a little bit, and lately the songs have become a little bit more linear. Not to say that that's permanent. And then we've incorporated singing, so there's sort of like a pop structure involved in most of the tunes on the new record anyway. But we don't want to make any promises or anything, because we could change our minds at any time and go off on some tangent.
Pretty much, Butchie is the baddest drummer in Chi-Town. And Faye's the baddest keyboard player in Chi-Town. And I'm the baddest bass player in Chi-Town. So,
Uh-oh.
That's a pretty big statement, man.
come see our band play.
I don't know what Doug and Wade have to say about that.
They can say whatever they want, man. Bring it on.
So what is
No, we play well together. We found that we were playing with this guy who played guitar and sang, and we were and then he left, and we were so excited about what the three of us were doing together, rhythmically and sort of like whatever texturally and stuff, and we just like got excited and just kept going when he left, and sort of started a new band with just the three of us that kept it going, and we're still excited about it.
Yeah, the chemistry is really excellent between the three of us musically. There's lots of musical tension, but it's also, I don't know, I think we all like get a lot of joy out of playing together, and so it never, even though like we might play the same songs over and over, it never really feels routine. I don't know. see, Blonde Redhead, Fiery Furnaces, bands like that. And I mean, I think it's just because it's basically like more or less a rock and roll setup, what we do, you know, and then there's like female vocals a lot of the times, but I mean, that doesn't really, to me that doesn't really like describe it. I don't know. I
It
mean,
just takes the, you know, it's like when you're talking about paintings, like you don't want to talk about, you don't just sit there and say like, it looks like this other painter. Like you reference what it is in life and you reference other parts of art that make sense, you know, like you don't have to, I don't know, I always get really disappointed when people just try to like say it sounds like another thing that makes a sound. I'm like, why don't you just, I don't know, if you can't describe it, then don't describe it, right?
post-rock and like Thrill Jockey's a post-rock label or whatever, like, you know, but, you know, I think Fred Anderson and Jimmy Martin would be maybe a little bit bummed to hear that they were on a post-rock, you know, they were post-rock on a post-rock label or whatever, you know.
I don't even think
Like,
they know what you were
Yeah,
talking
they would be
Yeah,
like,
what?
what? You know, because everyone's like, Thrill Jockey's this post-rock label, which no one really even knows what it is, you know, and between, you know, Thrill Jockey puts out everything from jazz and hip-hop and country to rock to electronica, but somehow, like, there's these two words that go together that people seem to, like, lean on when talking about bands from Chicago on the Thrill Jockey label, and it's kind of like, none of these bands sound anything alike, so how could you lump them into something called post-rock? So that's kind of like a weird and sort of annoying term.
We've heard
that
it
we
called
have to sort of field a
the
lot.
curse
We're
of
just
Buddy
like,
Brown.
kind of like, yeah.
Most of the songs on the new record were written like the month prior to recording the record, and we pretty much had everything more or less worked out when we went into the studio. as far as the basic song structures, and then we went in and we actually got a whole lot done in the first couple of days, and we were like, oh man, we've got all these tunes. And then we kind of finished some arrangements, and then started like doing a lot of overdubs and doing stuff like doubling, tripling, sometimes quadrupling all the phase keyboards, you know, so that when we were mixing we could kind of like blend the sounds together to give it a really live sound. Songs definitely have like a thread running through them thematically, but I would hesitate to say exactly what it is, because I think it's kind of like the genre thing. It's like, you know, we're trying to like pinpoint, you know, what it is that we're doing exactly. Like, I think the songs are all as diverse as we're trying to make the music, you know. So and I would also like want each listener to kind of take it, you know, have a fresh start with it, so that they can kind of figure out what they wanted, how they wanted to interpret it, and like how they wanted to hear it, you know.
Thank you.